Well, interestingly, we're going to play a Beatles track here that you've chosen. Interestingly, because you've also cited the Beatles as being, you're a big fan of them. But again, their guitar work was entirely different. That was a whole different. What was it that drew you to the Beatles? I mean, you've chosen "Here Comes the Sun."
Well, I'd heard the Beatles before that, obviously, because they were around before the Blues Breakers stuff came out, early '60s, and I loved George Harrison so much because the way he would construct a little kind of solo within the song, which would be part of the song. So from him I learned about melody. Well, from him and Hank Marvin, actually, I learned about melody, a very simple way of playing. And again, it was a great basis to move on to something more kind of complex and more kind of aggressive later on. But George Harrison would create a little masterpiece in 8 bars in the middle of Hard Day's Night, for example, is a perfect example of that, where he would do something that no other guitarist in the world would think of. He would just put this little lick in it, would have some little maybe fast bits in it, and it would just be so kind of outside what you'd imagine the solo for that song to be. Later on, I got to know George very well. We became very good friends at one time, and he could do things that no one else could do. And his slide playing was amazing because he used to have very strong Eastern influences from the days with Ravi Shankar and and doing the meditation and everything. And he just to be around someone like that, you learn so much. He really was a giant in the music world for me. Very sadly missed. And I've chosen this song, "Here Comes the Sun." The first time I heard this song, I was about to go on an American tour when I was about 17 with the band Skid Row. I remember playing that song just before I went to the airport and thinking I'm going to California, and it just gave me this lovely sunny feeling, so I've chosen it.
You're listening to Planet Rock. Gary Moore is here this week, and coming up we've got "Here Comes the Sun" from the Beatles.